Hello, you're welcome once again to Dwell Political Blog. And as a case with our previous videos, we're doing a continuation of analysis of the forthcoming governorship elections in Edo State. We're looking at the chances of the three major political parties, the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. And we've already talked about the strength and the weaknesses of the parties, of the APC, the PDP, and their candidates. That means chances of them clinching the job and factors that might work against them, which are the weaknesses. But today our focus will be on the Labour Party. Now, the candidate of the Labour Party is none other than Barrister Olumide Akpata, who is from the Edo South senatorial district of the Edo State. Now let's look at the strengths of the Labour Party. That means what their chances of clinching the top job in Edo State. Now, for the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, he might be, banking on the success of Labour Party in the 2023 general elections. Now, it's no longer news that during the presidential election in 2023, Edo State came out massively and voted for the Labour Party. So the PDP candidate, the Labour Party candidate, might be banking on the success of the Labour Party in the 2020 general elections, in clinching the vote. Now, the party, apart from winning the presidential elections in Edo State, they also clinched the senatorial seat of Edo South. This tells you that Edo State, the Labour Party, made a huge impact in the 2023 general elections. Now, another strength for the party is the fact that the educational background, the pedigree of Olumide Akpata, as well as his success in the private sector as a lawyer, his reputation as the former national president of the Nigerian Bar Association, we count as a very huge strength for the Labour Party in Edo State. And the Peter Obi factor, we've seen Peter Obi once, he has been in Edo State to endorse Olumide Akpata. So the Peter Obi factor might be a very strong strength for Olumide Akpata in the forthcoming election. Now, another strength for Olumide Akpata is the fact that he comes from a very prominent Benin family of Justice Ephraim Akpata. This might also be a very huge strength for the Labour Party candidate. And there's also the backing of the youth because of his age. They feel, his age, and we've seen him support programs, comedy shows, and all of that of the youth. So it might just be a very huge factor. And this factor is also, for the PDP as well. Whether someone who is trying to worm his way into the hearts of the youth. So this might be very good strength for the PDP and the Labour Party. Now let's look at the weaknesses or the likely weaknesses, against of the Labour Party and the candidacy of Olumide Akpata. Now, Akpata is from the same zone as the outgoing governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki. Now, for equity, and justice, so it will sound somehow, of course, it is within his right to contest the elections, but the zone doesn't seem to favor the candidate, considering that Obaseki from the Edo South is about to leave, and then Olumide Akpata from the same zone become the next governor. Of course, he worked in Kogi State with Yaya Bello and Ododo, but let's see if it might work in Edo State, because considering that the outgoing governor and Olumide Akpata, they are from the same political zones, and then there's the division in the national, in the Labour Party at the national level, and the emergence of parallel candidates. Of course, some of these have been dissolved, and the party at the national level is at the verge of resolving its internal crisis. But this might really affect the Labour Party in the forthcoming election. And let's look at the absence of formidable structure, because the issue of structure was a very strong force before the 2023 election. But because the Labour Party, considering the Peter Obi factor, went ahead to win Edo State in that election, so the issue of structure might not really be a weakness, but there's always the debate that the Labour Party doesn't have a formidable structure in Edo State. And there are arguments from lots of people that Akpata is not a grassroots politician. That he has never, lived. He's not like a grassroots politician like Aso Ighodalo, unlike the APC candidate. He's not a grassroots politician. So this might count as a factor. Now we have looked at the strengths and the weaknesses of the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. Now let's talk about something very important here: the fear. Now, it is one thing to campaign, to try to get people to your side to vote for you in the election, but there are still fears by the voters. Now, what are these fears? Now, Nigerians will not forget in a hurry the shabbiness and lack of transparency, that greeted INEC's conduct of the 2023 presidential election. As well as the governorship elections in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa in 2023. So this thing will still register in the minds of people, considering that the fear that INEC might want to do the same in Edo State. Now, voters are increasingly, losing confidence in the capacity of INEC to conduct a free, fair, and credible election in Nigeria. Hopefully, INEC will do its best to redeem her already battered image, to conduct a credible election come September 2024 in Edo State. So please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe to my WhatsApp channel from the numbers displaying on your screen. And like we always say, please come out to vote, show violence, and ensure your vote count. We'll meet at the polls. And if further developments arises in the course of the election, be sure to get first-hand information on Joel Political Blog. Until I come your way again, I remain Joel.